I feel fear because of judgment, a feeling as though I have to perform, I have to be false, I have to be a certain way to gain approval and to be liked. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I have feelings and I don't know what I'm supposed to do for you. Well, I have an intellectual idea. I'm supposed to teach you so that you learn things intellectually. But I wish that you were open to other dimensions of perception beyond just intellectual and judgmental. And that is, I wish that you would open up to your own inner feelings of neediness and fear. So I wouldn't have to communicate through the channels of concepts. I wish that you could get in touch with your deeper self, but I guess I have to do this work of communicating to you in such a way that it benefits you and then can help you get in touch with your inner feelings and then eventually with God and with the feeling of love. So I guess I feel unsupported in the work that I have to do. I don't know if anyone understands this, but I'm not using my work and my any intellectual abilities to cover up my own personal feelings of emptiness, hurt, need, and fear. Whereas most people, when they interact, they have a false self, a personality, a way of being that covers over their deep core wounds and feelings. And then they develop this outer self. Whereas with me, I developed that and have developed that, but I haven't lost touch with this unconscious core wound, hurt, need, fear that comes from being a human being in the flesh, a dependent creature, dependent on love, nurturing, nourishment, dependent on physical things, on material things, on food, on contact with other human beings, and also dependent on recognizing the love that comes from God. So I'm not cut off from those inner needs and dependencies while I'm here trying to communicate to you in such a way that you will understand these things intellectually, which will unlock the feelings, the needs, the emptiness, so that you can then on your own fill that up with your own personal relationship with the divine. It's really somewhat complex. But I guess this process of trying to be honest with you, even though it's intellectual, I'm trying to tell you my personal struggle and my process to communicate to you that which will unlock the doors of your inner perception and inner realization. If I just launched the outer entity of communication without somehow engaging and expressing my inner feelings, I believe that I would be false. But what's ending up happening is that I am still communicating in concepts because I feel that that's the only way that you can understand. How can I communicate what I'm feeling without talking? At the beginning, few seconds, that's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to just sit still and just had you understand without having to do all this work. But I just feel that I want to be supported in doing this work because I'm feeling alone in this particular work. And that's authentically communicating what I feel. And I'm hoping by feeling what I'm feeling and communicating it, that can aid you in recognizing what's inside you. If I just launched into some kind of intellectual monologue, not only would I be inauthentic to myself, but I would probably reach you on the conceptual level only. If you could look into me, you could see that I'm in touch with sensations in my body that come from my head all the way down to the bottom of my feet. And we all need to open up to these bodily sensations, because being in touch with reality, being in touch with cosmic truth, with God, means we have to be in touch with that which perceives that, the human organism, not only the thinking, cognitive faculties, but emotional and even the subtle inner perceptions that are experienced as bodily sensations. So to feel the love of God, we need to feel. We need to feel whatever it is that we're feeling. If we're not feeling the love of God, we need to be open to that to whatever we are feeling. And ultimately, as Western psychology has demonstrated, we hold in ourselves hurts and fears from childhood. We've covered them over. We've constructed an artificial personality that suits the society we live in, to gain approval and to gain validation from people, to gain back that love, so-called love and approval that we didn't get when we were very young, because no parent is perfect. So we learned to behave according to some kind of standard, some kind of rules and laws, and that needs to be deconstructed and dismantled. So it needs to be identified, initially with awareness. And that takes a lot of work. Now, I've been learning about this over many years. I took a break from studying this, and now I'm coming back to some of my spiritual psychology books, and I'm learning this stuff again. But I want to find new ways to convey these truths, not your typical spiritual psychologist approach. Now, I am a musician, but for me, playing music doesn't express a lot of the more spiritual aspects of what I'm trying to convey. I'm going to cut this video off now. I'm going to probably do another one pretty soon to continue that on the same theme. Seems like a lot of my videos are introductory in general, and I'm not very structured as far as dividing up the idea of transformation into subtopics or particular techniques. I'm hoping this approach is the best ultimately. So thanks for listening. Maybe you can listen to this over again to try to get some of the subtle truths that I'm trying to convey, which is not recognized through or perceived through the intellect, but understand that there's deeper truths that exist beyond our perception. Okay, I'm going to try to maybe work on some techniques with you on the next video. All right, thanks.